There's a new piece in Salon claiming that former President Donald Trump is under enormous financial strain. And that is why he is getting his donors to pay his legal bills. In fact, they cited a recent report in the New York Times by Maggie Haberman and Shane Goldmacher that showed that Trump spent about $50 million in donor money on his legal bills, instead of course, his campaign. Now, they pointed out that's the same amount of money his lone remaining GOP primary opponent, Nikki Haley, raised across all of her committees in that same time period. Wow. In fact, they also added that Federal Election Commission filings this week are expected to detail the full extent of Trump's enormous financial strain. Now, disastrous. Now, Trump, they write, has used the Save America PAC to cover his legal costs, and when the PAC ran low on cash last year, as a result of, again, all these different legal costs, Trump had asked for an unusual refund of $60 million that had been transferred to the pro-Trump MAGA Inc. PAC. Trump has also been directing about 10% of his donations raised through Save America to a PAC that primarily pays his lawyers. Well, hey, at least the lawyers are getting paid somehow. I know. Again, Trump has a history of not paying his lawyers. Just ask Rudy Giuliani. Where's the money, Rudy? Where's the money? I don't know. I haven't seen any of it. Okay, anyway. I know, sad. The MAGA Inc. PAC had transferred about $42 million to the Save America PAC, nearly as much as the PAC spent on independent expenditures like television ads, according to the report. So, again, spending more money or the equivalent amount of money on just his legal bills as his actual campaign. So, there's more. Trump, who faces federal trials in D.C. and Florida, criminal trials in Manhattan and Atlanta, and additional lawsuits in New York, has also been paying the legal costs of some of his co-defendants. So, no, it doesn't include Rudy Giuliani, once again, but Walt Nauta is one of them. And so these are Mar-a-Lago workers, essentially. And that's related to the Jack Smith documents probe. Now, in addition to that strain, last week he was ordered to pay $83.3 million to defamed writer E. Jean Carroll. So that's on top of what he already has been paying for legal fees. Then you also have the incoming possible penalty of $370 million from New York Attorney General Letitia James. So that is in relation to the fraud trial, where the judge is expected to issue a ruling as early as Wednesday. So he's spending a lot of money, okay? Now, of course, the majority of that money is not his. Well, now, wait a minute. Why is it not his? I mean, isn't he a billionaire? No. I don't think he's a billionaire. Now, that said, that money is making lawyers, some of his lawyers, rich, the ones he actually decides to pay. And again, it's never any of his own money. In fact, hotelier Robert Bigelow told Reuters on Tuesday that he had given Trump $1 million for his legal fees and agreed to donate another $20 million to back his presidential campaign. When asked about this, he said, quote, "I was just sympathetic. They didn't solicit anything from me." He said also that he feels that Trump is being unfairly targeted. I was just sympathetic. I wonder if it had anything to do with the fact that his major legislative accomplishment during the Trump years was to give a massive permanent tax cut to the rich. People like, I don't know, a hotelier named Bigelow, who benefited massively. It could have been that. It could have been, in addition to all the deregulation for industry, all the special breaks, as I mentioned. Yeah, might have something to do with that. And the fact that he probably, if he gets in office, will give corporations more tax breaks. And so, yeah. But no. He's being unfairly targeted, everybody. Okay? How dare he be held accountable for the things that he's done? I mean, going after a fellow rich person? Oh, how dare they?
Can't let that happen.
Now, but then again, it gets you to the question of how rich is Trump if he's relying on the donors to pay his bills? I mean, it's a good question, right? Now, Trump biographer David K. Johnston said this on CNN. Remember, Donald used to tell us that he was worth $10 billion. He should be rolling in money if that's the case. And evidently, he has to depend on begging for money from people. If you have $10 billion, this wouldn't be a big deal. But if you don't have $10 billion and you just claim it, well, that's a whole nother story. Now, look, we know Trump is, let's just say he likes to prevaricate about his massive amount of wealth. When it suits him. When it doesn't suit him, he cries poverty. We know that from his fraud trial, that he inflates his assets, when he's getting loans to get better terms, and deflates it when it comes to having to pay his taxes. And so we don't know how much he's worth, okay? We got 1 year of tax returns, and that was it. Not very much. And it didn't show him being as wealthy as he claimed to be. And so actually showed that he owed a lot of money, that there was a lot of debt that needed to be collected. And so, once again, not doing very well. That said, the only thing that seems to be keeping him afloat right now are those super wealthy donors that keep helping him out, as well as brainwashed MAGA fans who continue to put one man over the rest of our country.